Yo, what is up, you guys? It's Dominator here, and I'm back with another shiny hunting video in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. In the last video, we ended up getting a shiny Stunky. There it is. There's our shiny Stunky. It does not obey us. So apparently that's a thing, like from Legends Arceus, if you catch 2 high-level Pokemon, they don't obey you. But that was Phase 1 for shiny Tauros. As you can see, I'm 1092 for Tauros. That's actually incorrect. I saw 5 more Tauros. So we're at 1097. Yeah, we're going to do Phase 2 for shiny Tauros. We're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to try to use a sandwich because I was asking back and forth. I was trying not to get spoiled, so I didn't want to just look up a tutorial. Apparently, you can make sandwiches and get boosts for encounter rate for certain types and not have to raise your shiny odds, which is great because I want a full odds hunt because if you guys know me, I think overworld shinies are a little easy. That's just me though. Yeah, so we are going to make a sandwich. Actually, we're not going to make a sandwich. I tried to make a sandwich and it just didn't work. But this guy right here I'll just show where we're at in case you want to know. We are at Porto Marinada. We are here. This guy here sells a certain type of sandwich. If we buy the tropical sandwich, it gives us a level 1 encounter power for fighting. And Paldean Tauros is a fighting type, so that really helps. I believe the only other things in the area that are fighting type, as far as I know, because I haven't caught everything in the area, so I'm actually unsure. I believe it is the Tauros, the Makuhitas / Hariyamas, and the Pommos, I think, are the only things that are fighting type, which, I mean, Makuhita only spawns on, like, the edge near the cliff, so hopefully we don't get that, because I don't really want that. And Pommo would be amazing. I would love shiny Pommo, but we're going for Tauros, and yeah, if you want to see Phase 1 for shiny Stunky, I'll leave a card on screen now, so check that out, but yeah, let's get right into this shiny Tauros hunt. Hopefully we get it this phase. I'm like, completely going dark with like the internet. I don't want to get spoiled these shinies. I may have gotten spoiled shiny Tauros, but I wasn't even sure. I like kind of covered my eyes, blocked the thumbnail, and was like, was that Tauros or imagining that's Tauros? Because I don't know. I could have been imagining things. I don't know what shiny Tauros looks like though, so hopefully that's good. But yeah, let's get right into this. Before we begin, make sure you leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And yeah, so what we're going to do, actually, before we begin, let me just point this out. I didn't know this was a thing, but if you hit right on the D-pad, it shows you your current meal powers. I accidentally I thought this was a recipe for the sandwich. I didn't think we were actually buying the sandwich, so I bought it and then didn't realize I had it. And it took me like 10 minutes just to figure out how to look at the bonus we have. So what we're going to do is, I'm just not going to worry about that. We're going to save again. And actually, we're not going to save again. We're going to switch Fletchinder back to the front because Fletchinder obeys us and can actually like attack Pokemon, which is good. Then we're going to buy this. I don't know if it's going to like stack with the current time we have. I don't know if it's going to just go back to 30 minutes because it should be 30 minutes. Let's find out. Oh, replaced. Okay. And we got to pay with LP because I used all my cash buying ingredients trying to make another sandwich that didn't work. So now at this point, we're going to get this cutscene. It's going to give us the fighting power for 30 minutes. And once the 30 minutes are up, we just soft reset and try to do more encounters. But we're going to get this one. It's only a level 1 boost. I don't know how much of a difference that is. Hopefully it's enough to get us Tauros this phase. And yeah, let's do this. So now we should have it. Yep, 30 minutes. And now we just have to fly over here and start encountering Tauros. So let's see if we can get a first couple encounters for Tauros. Oh, there we go. There's Tauros right here. So that was pretty good. Awesome. So I'm going to cut here and I will see you once I get a shiny. So as I'm hunting for Tauros, I'll probably just leave these thoughts in the video. I actually made a video a few weeks ago because when we found out that shinies were going to be in the overworld, I was not really on board of that. And now that I've gotten one shiny, let me explain my thoughts on how I feel about shiny hunting. I think, one, this is way better than Legends Arceus. I do think it's kind of funny, though, because when I made that video, I should probably get closer to these just to see. When I made that video, the biggest argument for why, oh, see, two of them were right there and just despawned immediately. Like, those could have been shiny, I just don't know. But, anyway, one of the biggest arguments about why Overworld shinies were better is that people were like, oh, it's too boring. There was another one that just despawned. They're like, it's too boring to run back and forth in grass hoping to get the Pokemon you want. And I think it's funny because, like, what am I doing now? We're running back and forth in grass. There was another. They keep spawning on the border. This is kind of an issue. But yeah, I thought it was kind of funny because that's still what you're doing in this game. So I don't understand why it's different doing, like, hidden grass encounters. Also, there is this, like, primal version of Tauros that I didn't know existed until I was pretty far in on this hunt already, so that's cool. But yeah, like, as of now, my thoughts on shiny hunting, it's like, I don't know if I'm completely sold on it yet. I definitely think it's a lot better than Legends Arceus, but it's kind of like a mix between Legends Arceus and Let's Go, which is, I don't know if that's good or bad. There's things I like. That one just spawned in over here. There's things I like. There's things I don't like. I kind of wish there was more of an animation for when Pokemon spawned in. I think that's kind of jarring that they just kind of appear out of thin air and then just disappear out of thin air. That's one thing. A very controversial thing about this shiny hunting is that they don't sparkle in the overworld. I was unsure about my Stunky. I didn't know if I just missed the sparkles or if it just didn't sparkle in the overworld at all. And it turns out they just don't sparkle in the overworld. Oh my gosh, there's 10 more. This is definitely the play. So here's the thing. I actually like that they don't sparkle in the overworld. This is my opinion. I think it's better. Oh, there's another one now. I think it's better that they don't sparkle in the overworld simply because it makes it so that you kind of have to look for shinies. Like, I know how bad that sounds to some people, but in my opinion, I feel like the whole point of shiny hunting is to look for shinies. I think in my opinion, it's cool because you have to actually, like, look for them. Like, I'm not just gonna be running around finding shiny left and right in my face because they're like, oh, sparkling and having a obnoxious audio cue right in my face. Or not even right in my face, just like off in the distance, you know? This is hard to multitask. This is a very involved way to shiny hunt. But, yeah, like, I prefer it that they don't sparkle in the overworld. I think it adds more of a shock when, like, one is just kind of out there and you didn't notice it originally. So that's kind of cool. I mean, a lot of people are worried that you'd fail shinies, but I feel like it's one of those things where I feel like just don't worry about it. Like, if you find a shiny, you find a shiny. I think the only thing that would suck would be, like, if you knew it was shiny and then it despawned, you know? Like, if you knew it was shiny and you saw it despawn, that would suck. But I feel like if you don't see it anyway, like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's like, it didn't exist if you didn't see it, in my opinion. That's kind of how I feel. That's how it was with, like, Sword and Shield. Once people found out that the shinies were generated in the overworld in Sword and Shield and you just didn't notice, you couldn't see them until you encountered them, everyone hated that. They're like, we're failing so many shinies. It's like, you're not failing shinies if you don't even know they exist. Like, who cares? That's kind of how I felt about it. I will say, however, the big issue, and this is something I'm worried about too, the big issue with them being subtle, or not subtle, but we'll get to that. The big issue, in my opinion, about them not sparkling in the overworld is the fact that, you know, there's a lot of subtle shinies. Sometimes Slowpoke spawn over here. How the heck am I supposed to know if it's shiny? You know? Like, I think that's what worries me, because it's like one of those things, like, I don't, like, this Palmo could be shiny, but I'm not gonna just, like, encounter it to check every time. It's gonna take forever. So, it's one of those things where I don't know what some shinies look like. I'm hunting Tauros. If Tauros is a subtle shiny, there's a chance I probably just failed one because I didn't think it was shiny. So I think subtle shinies are kind of an issue unless you know for sure what you're looking for and you can, like, easily check them, you know? Like, that's kind of how I feel, but it is kind of scary. There's 10 more. See, like, I don't know, like, does this one look darker? I don't know what it looks like, so it's crazy. It's very hard to increment encounters when they're spawning this much, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on how shiny hunting works in this game? I think overall, I like that they don't sparkle in the overworld. I understand why people don't like it. And I also think some issues can arise if they don't sparkle in the overworld. So yeah, let me know what you guys think on that in the comments below. See, like, I don't know what any of these shinies look like because they're new Pokemon. Like, they could be shiny and I won't know until I like actually encounter them. But I guess that's kind of how shiny hunting was before anyway. So, oh. And we're encountering a Pokemon. But yeah, those are like my thoughts on the matter. I think it's mostly a good thing that they don't sparkle in the overworld, but definitely there is some issues with it, in my opinion. So, yeah. Like these could be shiny. Like, I'm just worried that I missed a shiny Tauros because maybe it's a subtle shiny and maybe I just didn't think it was shiny. And that's what worries me. So, I mean, hopefully we notice it. I'm hoping it spawns in like a group of them and, you know, it actually shows up and it's obvious. So, at least obvious enough for me to notice. So, yeah. That's kind of how I feel. Oh my gosh. Shiny Oinkologne. What's this thing called? Oinkologne? Look at that, man. Actually, we're going to swap into Pomo. Oh, I'm hitting wrong buttons. Look at this! Oh, Tauros is coming after me. Alright, let's encounter this thing. Shiny Oinkologne. Okay, so I'll take this one, man. 3805, there's a Tauros right there. 3805 Tauros. I'm pretty sure I got Tauros spoiled to me. I had someone tell me that I had to, you know, watch out, be very careful with Tauros. You know, I also had someone else warn me like, hey, I want to warn you about Tauros, but I don't know if it's a spoiler. So I don't really know what it looks like, but it's very obvious that it's a subtle shiny. Let's be real. However, I got spoiled what Lechonk looked like. I didn't know what this one looked like. I mean, I assumed it would have been pink, but I didn't know what this one looked like. That's cool. And also, this is the male one. I honestly thought it was going to be the female one. I still don't know what the female looks like, but full odds shiny Oinkologne, which is pretty cool. I was using, obviously I said at the beginning, I was using the sandwich to boost my fighting type encounter rate. I think from now on, I'm gonna count this. Like, this is gonna be the new shiny that I didn't know what it looked like because I didn't know what it looked like. It's the first time I've ever done that. I think I'm gonna start looking into spoilers at this point. Well, I'm gonna try to play through as much as I can. I'm gonna try to play through as much as I can. I'm gonna get some screenshots of this thing while we're at it. I wish the grass wasn't in the way though. But oh, that would have been cool. Okay, if we do like a move. I'm level 27. I did save, so I think I'm just gonna nuzzle and that should be fine. Oh, I can't move because it's paralyzed. Oh, we could nuzzle it a few more times, honestly. I'm gonna bite it. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's do quick maths here. Bite's power 60, but not stab. Nuzzle is 20 and stab, so Nuzzle's 30. Bite should, they're both physical, so Bite should theoretically do twice as much, which shouldn't even come close to killing it. So we're gonna do that. As I'm getting screenshot, that did nothing. Oh, that was kind of a cool, why did that do nothing? Oh, it keeps not moving because it's paralyzed. I think even a crit would be fine. Okay, no more from here. Okay, you know what? We got enough screenshots, I think. Pomo fainted. We're fine. So yeah, regarding the Tauros, I do want to go after Tauros for the Kanto Shiny Living Dex, obviously. However, I am gonna, like, we're gonna count this. We're gonna say it's fine. We're not gonna keep going for Tauros right now. I want to keep playing through the game. Also, I want to get to a point where when I start like actually shiny hunting for stuff I need for like a living dex or whatnot, I want to have the better buffs for the sandwich. Now, obviously, I was told that the only way to increase your shiny odds with the sandwich is to get the sparkle power. Or sparkling power, or whatever it's called. So I can just avoid that. Apparently there's special ingredients that actually give you that, so I can just do that. If I want to stay full odds, if I want to do boosted odds, then I can do that. But for the most part, I think I want to stay full odds. Obviously, I think full odds is plenty with the overworld spawns. I'm willing to bet I probably passed a couple shinies, and I still have gotten one shiny per day in the past 2 days this game's been released. So I think I'll be fine with sticking with full odds. I do want to get to a point where I can get sandwiches that have the highest level buff for encounter rate, because I did a level 1. I bought the level 1 sandwich for the Tauros, and Tauros was spawning like more than twice as much as it was before. And I'm curious to see how crazy a buff it'll be if it's a level 3 fighting type encounter rate. On top of that, there's the primal Tauros, and I'm sure there's a futuristic one as well. The primal one is fire type, so I think that's like the only fire type that appears on this route as well. So if I'm curious if like a level 3 fire type would make that specific Tauros spawn like mad. I don't know. There's a lot to figure out, so I just wanted to get a couple blind shinies, like not know how it worked, and get a couple blind shinies, and you know, we pulled it off. So let's swap into our shiny Stunky. I like how this Tauros is just watching us too. So there's our shiny Stunky. I'm gonna chuck a ball at it. I mean, I chucked the last one in a Premier Ball. Might as well do a Premier Ball for this one too. Oh, critical catch too. Nice. I think the critical catches seem a lot more common in this game. I've gotten 3 of them, and I've been trying to catch Pokemon to fill up the dex, but I probably have only obtained like 30 Pokemon in the dex. So, you know. Also, at the time of recording this, I asked in the last episode, I mean, it's just me getting shiny. It's not really a series. But in the last video where I got Stunky, I actually asked for nickname suggestions. And as of now, it's only been a few hours since I uploaded the video. As of now, no one's given a nickname, but I did think of a really good nickname for it. It might be a good nickname depending on who you ask. But I think I want to name it Scarlet, because it's like almost a scarlet color. It was my first shiny in Pokemon Scarlet version. I think it's only fitting that we name it Scarlet, so that will be the name of the Stunky. Oinkologne, which I'm pretty sure like the tail is supposed to be like a squirt thing for like perfume. It's supposed to be like cologne. Oinkologne is proud of its fine glossy skin and emits concentrated scent from the tip of its tail. I also don't know if this thing evolves again, but we're gonna chuck this on the team. I wanted to do Lechonk from the start, so this actually worked out really perfectly. What do I name it? It's a male pig. I don't know what to name this. I'll figure it out. I don't know if I'm gonna ask for name suggestions on this one. I'll figure it out at some point. But for now, I don't want to sit here all day trying to figure out a nickname. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be Rash Nature. That's my guess. No marks, and it's timid, which sounds bad. That's very bad, actually. That is so bad. I mean, it's probably fine for speed, but the attack definitely does not need to be lowered. So that's cool. That's a pretty cool shiny, honestly. I like I like how vibrant the snout and the hooves and the tail are, and the white on it is pretty cool too. So let's go over here. I still have the bonus. Like, I could still hunt for shiny Tauros, but at this point, I'm not gonna keep encountering them. I'm not gonna keep adding to the counter. We'll hunt it another time. Like, we do have to get all the shinies for Kanto, including form differences, and I want to go into that knowing exactly how everything works and how to like really optimize it, because shiny hunting in this game is very different. One complaint I have about shiny hunting this game, like, obviously it's Overworld, that's one thing, but we've already discussed this like many times. The biggest issue I have with this, because I personally like more that they can like despawn and respawn, so like you can, it's kind of like doing random encounters. Like, I do appreciate that. With the horde spawning, it's like horde hunting. It's very similar in that regard. And I do ultimately enjoy that they don't sparkle in the Overworld, because it's a little more like a, wait, that Pokemon's a different color, as opposed to, oh, I heard something off in the distance. Oh, look at that. Way over there's a Pokemon. So I think it's a little cooler. You have to like actually look out for them, and I think that's cool. But and this would be such an easy change. I don't know if they're gonna do it, but this is one thing I thought was really stupid. There's clearly a spawn radius and a despawn radius for where obviously Pokemon can spawn in and despawn. And for some reason, the despawn radius is the same as the spawn radius, so there's so many times where they spawn in on the edge of that radius and then immediately despawn. And as trying to shiny hunt, that just, it's like, okay, well, that could have been shiny. I didn't even see it. But you see it spawn in and go away. And it's really frustrating. They should have had the despawn radius be like twice as far as the spawn radius, so that couldn't happen. And there were times where they would spawn in on like the mountain, and if I tried to get over to the mountain to check them, they'd be too far away and they would despawn. So there's like little things like that I think they need to fix. But I think I've done enough rambling. There's oh, that's a female one. Let's try to find a male one. We gotta get the female one if we want to do gender differences. I also have to catch both these Pokemon just in general for my living dex. But let's go find a male Oinkologne. Also, wait, I want to see this thing go out in battle. Let's throw this thing out. Okay, so they don't sparkle when you send them out, which I'm not a fan of. Unless it's a battle, which I guess is fine, but there's our Oinkologne. How adorable is that? Okay, and now there's a Tauros. You don't really get to see the sparkle. It happens, but you don't really get to see the sparkles when a Pokemon actually runs into you. You have to like throw your Pokeball at a Pokemon for it to look better, I guess. Also, I'm standing on the mountain right now. It's kind of crazy. Look at, there's so many Tauros. It's crazy how much like a level 1 bonus affects it. All right, there's a male one. All right, so we got regular Oinkologne and, okay, well, it just zoomed in on its face. Well, there's the comparison. Pretty cool. Let me try that one more time. We'll just use the same one. Okay, you know what? It's fine. It looks fine, I guess. But, there we go. We did it. We got 2 shinies, and one was one I didn't know, and it wasn't spoiled for me. Woo! I don't know why that was so hard, man. Oh, but, yeah. That's gonna be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, ring those notification bells, all that good stuff. Be sure to join the domination, and I will see you in the next video.